Have you ever wondered if too much of a good thing can be harmful? Have you ever considered the hidden consequences of habits we don't discuss openly? Welcome to Break or Broke, the channel where we break down important topics, so you don't go broke in knowledge. Today's video that's often whispered about but rarely discussed in depth: the dangers of masturbating too much. Before we start, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Number 1. Physical issues. Too much friction during certain activities can cause skin irritation, making the skin around the genitals sore or even injured. This irritation can look like redness and feel uncomfortable, like a bad rash or chafing. Besides skin problems, doing too many of these activities can also cause temporary swelling or tenderness in the area, which might hurt and take a while to go away. Another issue is carpal tunnel syndrome, which happens from moving your hands the same way repeatedly. This can strain your wrist and hand, leading to pain, numbness, and tingling in your fingers. These problems show why it's important to be careful and not overdo it to keep yourself safe and healthy. Number 2. Psychological and emotional concerns. Psychological and emotional concerns related to masturbation can affect how a person feels and thinks. One big issue is feeling guilty or ashamed about masturbating. These feelings often came from what people learn from their culture or personal beliefs. Feeling this way can make someone feel very stressed and might even lead to anxiety or depression. Another problem is addiction. This happens when someone can't stop masturbating, and it starts to get in the way of their daily life. They might spend too much time in it, neglect their schoolwork, or have problems with their friends and family because of it. There's also the issue of desensitization. If someone masturbates a lot, especially with the help of things like pornography, they might get used to a high level of stimulation. This can make it harder for them to feel satisfied with a partner later. It might affect their relationships and how they feel about sex. Number 3. Impact on relationships. Too much masturbation can cause problems in relationships. If someone masturbates a lot, they might not be as interested in having sex with their partner. Also, watching a lot of porn can make them expect sex to be like what they see in videos, which isn't real. This can make their partner feel bad and cause fights. So masturbating too much can hurt how close people feel in a relationship. Number 4. Interference with daily life. When masturbation starts to get in the way of everyday activities, it can mess things up. Like, you might find yourself spending way too much time doing it instead of focusing on your own schoolwork or other important stuff. It is kind of like when you're trying to finish your homework but end up spending hours on your phone instead. It is a distraction that keeps you from getting things done. Plus, if you're doing it too much, especially right before bed, it can mess with your sleep. You might have trouble falling asleep or wake up feeling tired because your body's all out of whack. So it is important to find a balance and not let masturbation take over your life, so you can stay focused and get the rest you need to tackle each day. Number 5. Decreased libido. When you masturbate often, it can sometimes make you less interested in sex with another person. This is called decreased libido, or reduced sexual desire. It means you might not feel as excited about having sex with someone else as you did before. This happens because your body gets used to the feeling of pleasure from masturbating, so it is not as sensitive or responsive when you're with your partner. As a result, it can be harder to get turned on or feel the same level of enjoyment during sex. If this happens, it is important to understand what's going on and maybe consider cutting back on how much you masturbate, especially if it's affecting your relationships or how satisfied you feel with sex. Number 6. Hormonal imbalance. When someone engages in excessive masturbation, it can throw off the balance of hormones in their body, especially a hormone called testosterone. Testosterone is important because it affects things like mood and energy levels. So if someone masturbates a lot, it can mess with how much testosterone their body makes, which can lead to changes in how they feel emotionally and how much energy they have. It is like throwing off the balance in a seesaw. Too much of one thing can make everything else feel off kilter. Number 7. Nutritional impact. Some people think that if you ejaculate too much, it might use up important nutrients and make you feel tired. They believe that when you ejaculate, your body loses essential vitamins and energy, which can leave you feeling fatigued. However, it is important to remember that this idea is not universally accepted, and scientists are still studying whether ejaculation really has a significant effect on your body's nutrients and energy levels. Number 8. Focus and concentration. Spending too much time masturbating can make it harder for you to concentrate on things you need to do. It is like a mental fog that clouds your brain and makes it tough to focus. When you spend a lot of time doing this, you're using up energy and attention that could be better used elsewhere, like on homework or hobbies. This can make it difficult to think clearly and do well in school or other activities. So it is important to find a balance and not let it take over too much of your time and energy. By moderating this activity, you can keep your mind clear and stay focused on what's important. Number 9. Social isolation. When someone masturbates too much, they might end up spending less time with friends and doing fun stuff. This could happen because they're so focused on masturbating that they don't feel like hanging out with others. Number 10. Negative coping mechanism. Using masturbation to cope with stress or anxiety can make things worse in the long run. When you always turn to masturbation to feel better, you miss out on learning healthier ways to deal with tough feelings. It is like putting a band-aid on a problem instead of fixing it. Instead of facing what's bothering you and finding ways to handle it, you keep going back to the same quick fix. Thanks for tuning in to Break or Broke. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Click the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Let's keep learning and growing together. Bye!